tonight on the Final Play.
4th and goal from the 2. Kamara's the lone setback. Pitch it to him right, trying to turn the corner with a block in front of him. He's to the goal line and in.
The Saints power through the Panthers to regain their NFC South lead. We'll have more reaction from the team as well as analysis from Jim Henderson, who called the game.
And they quickly show that they're going to be the assertive team. They're going to play with confidence. They're going to play with aggression, and they never let up.
Plus,
and I'm so proud of our players, and we feel this is the best thing that could have happened to LSU.
The college football bowl schedule played out about as well for Louisiana as it could have. But first, the prep playoffs will take over the Dome, and with plenty of representation from our viewing area. See how the championships stack up, and we'll bring you the latest on Anthony Davis's injury.
From Fox 8 Sports, this is the Final Play, sponsored by your Southern Quality Ford dealer, built Ford tough, and Nissan.
Welcome into the Final Play. I'm Juan Kincaid, and there was some serious deja vu going on inside the Superdome today. What happened 10 weeks ago happened again today. The Saints found a way to bounce back from a loss the previous week, and once again, Carolina was the victim. This win was big for the Saints because everyone else in the division lost, putting the black and gold one step closer to winning the NFC South and grabbing that playoff spot that comes with it. Sean Vazan begins our coverage from the Superdome.
In a game that was billed as a matchup of the top 2 teams in the NFC South on Sunday, one club was clearly superior, and that team was the Saints, who soundly defeated the Panthers 31-21 to improve to 9-3. And it all started on the opening drive. The Saints went 70 yards on 11 plays, culminating in an Alvin Kamara touchdown run on 4th down.
That one of them, that was just like, I got to get in here by all means.
Savage.
By all means. So, yeah.
Cold-blooded.
Had to hit it all in there, and, you know, I got in. So
just a gut. I mean, I think we did that a few years ago against them. It was just the time where we were in the game, and felt like we had a good play as well. So a lot of times, I felt confident in the play we had.
Kamara was once again remarkable, as was his partner in crime, Mark Ingram. Arguably the best 1-2 punch at running back in the NFL, put on another Sunday show. Mark Ingram broke an early second quarter stalemate with a 72-yard run.
It was wide open, and I just tried to run as fast as I could and get to the end zone, man. So they be sleeping on my speed, so I got to put the burners on them every now and then.
He would add a touchdown 2 plays later. In all, the dynamic duo combined for 34 touches, 238 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
We go hand in hand, bro. If I'm punishing him, hitting it downhill, hitting him in the mouth, and he comes in and he goes around the edge and he breaks tackles and he's making people miss, scoring touchdowns, man, we both benefit, man. We trying to be the best ever.
Defensively, the Saints' game plan was sound. After an early touchdown, they kept Cam Newton in check. And for the most part, they kept Christian McCaffrey at bay as well, with the exception of one play where he popped wide open for a 21-yard touchdown reception. Special teams were interesting. Panthers punter Michael Pallardy helped set up the Saints' 3rd score of the game when he whiffed on a punt attempt. Later in the second half, Chris Banjo forced a fumble on a Panthers punt return that was recovered by Craig Robertson. And this week, the coverage unit had a surprise addition. 3rd-string quarterback Taysom Hill, who led the team with 2 special teams tackles and nearly blocked a punt. It was the first time he played special teams at any level, ever.
As a quarterback, there's so much from a mental standpoint that's put on you, and reading the defense, getting us in the right play at the right time, and to go out and play special teams, you know, it was just like I had nothing to worry about, and it was a ton of fun.
We had a couple spots for our game day roster because of a few injuries. He's big, he's strong, he can run. He had a good week of practice, and look, you just don't want to be lining up next to him on kick coverage because you're going to look slow.
All in all, it was a complete, convincing win for the Saints, one they needed as December kicks into high gear and a short week up ahead.
Coming back from LA last week, you know, we knew last 4 out of 5 for us were all divisional games. I mean, so this is where our best football needs to be played. You know, our best preparation, you know, to achieve the goals that we set out to accomplish at the beginning of the year.
Now joined by the voice of the Saints, Jim Henderson. And Jim, we knew they needed a bounce-back game. It's funny, back in week 3, they needed kind of the game to start their season, kind of jolt their season. This one, they bounced back against the Panthers. A game they won by 10. I thought they could have ran away with this in several points in this game. A few mistakes kept the Panthers in the game, but overall, a pretty complete effort by the Saints here today.
A great effort. You know, they had not led through the previous 2 games in regulation. Now they have to return the opening kickoff because the Panthers defer to the second half. They drive it 70 yards for a touchdown, the 4th and goal call from the 2 to Kamara, and they quickly show that they're going to be the assertive team. They're going to play with confidence. They're going to play with aggression, and they never let up.
Let's talk about that call, because I thought they were going to kick a field goal, and then all of a sudden the offense stays on the field. I don't think there wasn't a person inside this building that didn't think it was going to go to number 41. 2 things. A, it set the tone, really got this place rocking, because it was that first opening drive. This place had a different energy. Maybe it was a later kickoff, but this place was rocking. And B, it's a rookie playing in his, 12th game of his entire career, and they're going right to him in crucial moments. I mean, what a call, what a play, what a player in Alvin Kamara.
That's right. All those things. You're exactly right. Yeah, he's mastered the playbook so quickly, and this is something we've talked about throughout the year. He's never looked like a rookie from the very first time he's touched the ball. I think maybe early in preseason might have run for a touchdown or scored a touchdown. Maybe the first time he ever touched the ball, they knew right then they had something special. And special is the word that keeps coming to mind as far as I'm concerned. This guy's a special player in a lot of ways. I mean, he doesn't look like he's fast. He's smooth. He has elusive speed. He can run with power when he has to. But you see how many guys don't wrap him up, even though they're bigger than he is, because he seems to be on them sneaky fast.
I tweeted this out. I said, the first guy never brings down Alvin Kamara unless it's Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly didn't miss when he was the first guy, but everyone else, he made the first guy miss every single time he touched the ball. Speaking of special teams was interesting today, because you had a missed field goal, which is tough, but you also had 2 special teams turnovers, which helped kind of set the game up for the Saints, and you also had a player none of us saw coming on special teams. 3rd-string quarterback Taysom Hill getting some special teams reps today, Jim.
Well, that was the big topic of conversation up at the radio booth. We said, you know, Taysom Hill is up. He hasn't been up as a Saint. What's he up for? And we're thinking, oh, got to be some sort of Mike Buck, you know, trickery play that the Saints are going to use. And then suddenly we see him covering kicks and doing it well. And he provided a lot of spark to them. You don't often see a guy wearing number 7 who's a backup quarterback running down on special teams. But he did a great job. I mean, they might have found something there. He's contributing. He's happy to be contributing. Yeah, it was one of those days where Sean was back, for the most part, pushing all the right buttons. And the Panthers, for that punter to drop the ball in that situation, that was huge. And all the big plays, for the most part, were made by the Saints, except for the Josh Hill fumble down deep that they turned into a touchdown.
What do you think it says about this team? They didn't play well last week, and really hadn't played well the last 2 weeks. They kind of snuck one out against Washington, and last week I think it all kind of caught up to them, and it just didn't play well. What do you think it says about this team that, you know, this was if you want to stay on top of the division, you had to win this game today, and they were able to respond, not just respond, but respond in a pretty dominant way.
Yeah, back to playing complementary football again. All 3 areas contributing to this victory. Got the running game going again. Big plays in the running game, too. It's not just total yardage. It's the splash plays that maybe they aren't getting through the passing game in recent years, especially this year without Brandon Cooks, but they're getting it with the running backs contributing big plays, like the 70-yard-plus burst by Ingram today, which was a thing of beauty.
I got to think Marshawn Lattimore not playing today was cautionary, because the matchup for today I think you can live with, but the matchup next week against Julio, you got to have him back, and I think ultimately that's why he didn't play today.
Probably so, although Julio Jones was really controlled today. Unlike last week, he was really controlled by the Vikings, but that's a pretty good defense. You know, the Falcons didn't score a touchdown. Matt Ryan didn't throw a touchdown pass. They have some injuries in their secondary, so I don't know if there's ever a good time to go to Atlanta based on such a short period of rest, but this might be a good time.
It may be a good time. It certainly is a good time to be a Saints fan. They are now 9-3 and atop the NFC South. Thank you, Jim.
All right, Sean.
Much more from Jim Henderson on Monday, beginning with his Black and Gold Rewind at 8 a.m., 5 p.m. the commentary, 10:35, the Black and Gold Review Show. Submit your questions right now via the Final Word feature on the FinalPlay app. Coming up on the FinalPlay, better play on the island helped to keep the Panthers' passing attack at bay. It also helped that one of their difference makers made it back to the field. Chris Hagan tackles that coming up.
the Final Play.
Our catch of the week came from the guy that finally got into the end zone again after a 9-week wait, Michael Thomas. But this catch wasn't a touchdown. It was a 32-yard grab to keep the drive moving. The Saints would eventually tack on 3 more points. This was Thomas's longest reception of the game, and it's also our catch of the week. Much was made of the Saints not having cornerbacks Marshawn Lattimore and Ken Crawley in the team's loss to the Rams a week ago. Today, Lattimore was still out, but Crawley made a return to the lineup, and it was huge. Chris Hagan tells us why.
Going into the game against Cam Newton and the Panthers passing game, the Saints knew the challenge.
You know, we were a little banged up. We had some guys out in the secondary, but, you know, the guys that were in there made plays, man, and it's good to have this convincing win against a great team.
Without Marshawn Lattimore, the responsibility of taking away the top receiver, Devin Funchess, fell on Ken Crawley, and you couldn't ask for much more from the second-year corner.
I just think he accepted the challenge. We know that's their go-to guy. With Olsen being out, him and McCaffrey were their go-to guys, and, you know, we had to neutralize those guys, and he did a hell of a job.
You know, him coming back healthy, he can run, and made a big play over his head early. I think in the second half they tried to go on top of the post, but he's doing well.
Crawley's 3 tackles and 2 pass deflections may not sound like much, but they came on some big third downs in crucial moments. Easier said than done against Newton's top target.
And I think he played him well. I mean, even that late touchdown, I think he was in a great position.
Crawley is a perfect example of the depth the Saints are relying on in their secondary, because sometimes you're only as good as the next man up.
That would determine a good team. When guys can come in and you not really miss a beat. You know, we were playing one of the top-tier teams in the NFC today, and you couldn't tell we were missing one of our better corners. So that's always a great sign.
In just a few days, however, the challenge gets significantly tougher for the Saints secondary against Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and a plethora of Falcons offensive weapons. Speaking to the team in the locker room after the game, they say the preparation on a short week is more mental than physical, but it certainly helps to go into that Thursday night game after a big win. Reporting on the Saints, I'm Chris Hagan for the Final Play.
And we want to exit our Saints coverage with these little tidbits on offense. With Alvin Kamara, the rookie has scored a touchdown in his last 6 games. He's the first Saints rookie to do that and the first Saints player to score in 6 straight games since Pierre Thomas did it back in 2008. I should also mention that Kamara and Mark Ingram have combined to run for over 200 yards in 5 straight games. They had 248 today and 3 touchdowns. And last but not least, Drew Brees passed Peyton Manning for career completions, 6,127. He's now second all-time behind, who else? Brett Favre. Just 173 completions to go to get past him. Meanwhile, some scoreboard watching before the Saints and Panthers kicked off in Atlanta. Falcons hosting the Vikings. Falcons up 3-0, but the Vikings coming right back. Latavius Murray, this guy is a beast. How about this strong 30-yard run down to the Atlanta 2-yard line? A bit later on, they'd punch it in. Case Keenum, the short pass to Jerick McKinnon, a 2-yard touchdown, and the Vikings on top 7-3. Taking to the fourth quarter now, they're down 9-7, that being Minnesota. Keenum finding Kyle Rudolph in the back of the end zone for a 6-yard score and a Vikings 14-9 lead. 4 minutes left to go in the game. Falcons out of timeouts, a 3rd and 4 for Minnesota, and Keenum comes up with a big completion again. Adam Thielen for a 22-yard gain to ice the game as the Vikings run out the clock and get the win. 14-9 is your final.
I told the team inside, certainly a difficult loss for us, but one it was as a team. And over the last few weeks, we'd improved in that way all 3 phases. So today went right back to that. We knew it was going to be an all-day fight with Minnesota. We expected that coming in. And as the game turned out, you know, some missed chances on 3rd down on both sides of the ball was really the factor in this game. So offensively, not being able to convert on some of the 3rd downs, and defensively, them extending some drives, I thought was the real story of this game. Both teams did a good job taking care of the ball. No turnovers to say. So told the team we got a quick turnaround. Got a division game right back here Thursday night, and one, we know how much the preparation and importance of that going into it, so we're ready to go.
Just because it's a short week doesn't mean we can't get you ready for the matchup. Jim Henderson's Black and Gold Review Show will wrap up the Panthers game and peek ahead at the Falcons on Thursday. Then game plan moves up one night to Wednesday at its usual time of 10:35. Tailgate moves to prime time Thursday at 6 p.m. And then Friday, the Black and Gold Review Show is right back at 10:35, followed immediately by the finale of Fox 8 Football Friday. Coming up, college football's playoff bracket is out and Alabama is in. We'll have more on what the Tide had to overcome just to get another rematch with Clemson. And later, the prep playoffs are about to move into the Dome for the championships. We'll run down the lineup next on the Final Play. In the meantime, check out all of the unique designs we saw on the field today as the NFL celebrated My Cause, My Cleats. We've got a full rundown of the Saints sneakers on the Final Play app and fox8live.com.
The Final Play.
Saturday's conference championship games went pretty much to chalk, except 4th-ranked Wisconsin lost to 8th-ranked Ohio State in the Big Ten title game, which raised the eventual question again. When it comes to getting into the New Year's Day Final Four for a national championship, just how important is it to win your conference championship game? Depends on who you ask. 3 of the 4 teams that got in won their conference championship game. Oklahoma beat TCU in the Big 12 title game. Georgia whipped up on Auburn in the SEC title game. So the Sooners and Bulldogs are in the semifinal and will play in the Rose Bowl. On the other side of the bracket, the Sugar Bowl will get top seed Clemson, who destroyed Miami in the ACC. The Tigers are the top seed, and they'll face an Alabama team that snuck in at number 4. The Crimson Tide got in, despite not winning its division, or playing in its conference championship game. They also leapfrog Ohio State, as I mentioned, who won their tournament. This will, by the way, be a rematch of the last 2 national championship games. And speaking of New Year's Day games, for the LSU Tigers, it's a repeat of last season, only the opponent is different. The Tigers are headed back to Orlando for the Citrus Bowl, where they'll face Notre Dame. Here in the Crescent City, the New Orleans Bowl will have Troy taking on North Texas. And speaking of Troy, LSU head coach Ed Orgeron credits the Trojans for getting his team refocused and back on track to a bowl opportunity.
And I'm so proud of our players. You know, after the Troy loss, we dug deep, and they came through. And I got to give all the players all the credit. I just kept on telling them, keep on working. You deserve the best, and there is out there for you. And we feel this is the best thing that could have happened to LSU, and especially playing Notre Dame, a marquee matchup, one of the best matchups in the country. Is going to be challenging. But let me say this to you. I've been to many bowls in my career, and the Citrus Bowl is one of the best ones I've been to. They treated us right. They treated the families right. The weather was great. The practice facilities was great. The hotel was great. And then the game day, you know, us beating Louisville, I think 29-9, it was a tremendous memory in LSU history.
In the JUCO ranks, picking up Lindsey Scott has paid off for East Mississippi Community College. They played in the JUCO National Championship game today, and this is all you need to see. Lindsey Scott with one of his 2 touchdown throws as East Mississippi Community College, EMCC, beat Arizona Western for the title 31-28. Scott named the game's most valuable player.
If you're him, you want to fight a team that allows you to kind of get outside the pocket and kind of make some plays. You know, he's one of those things you really liked about him in high school was, you know, he had the arm accuracy and he was able to throw on the run. So he was able to really make some plays when he got outside of the pocket. And that's one of the things you want. You want to get him in an offense that lets him do that lets him use those good instincts and that natural ability and, you know, that real polished passing arm that he's got.
Coming up on the Final Play, we'll talk prep football because it's time to go to the Dome for the championship games. And we'll also talk Pelicans basketball as they get set to play again tomorrow night. Stay with us.
You're watching the Final Play.
Our high school play of the week is the game winner in the Hahnville-Acadiana game. Puka Williams, pretty good. Takes the toss left. Acadiana has him stuffed but he reverses field and cuts through the middle to score a 2-point conversion as Hahnville moves on to face Zachary in the 5A state championship game this weekend. And here are our Player of the Week nominees. Puka Williams from Hahnville, the running back, 239 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns rushing, 97-yard kickoff return as well for a score. Quarterback Lorenz Morris from Kentwood, he had 112 yards rushing and threw 2 touchdown passes. And how about West St. John running back Nico Davis? All he had was 128 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. To vote, which it begins on Monday and closes Wednesday, go to fox8live.com/player. So all of the state championship games are set and ready to go. And there's an expectation for a bunch of titles either returning to or staying put in New Orleans metro area. Beginning on Thursday, there are 8 teams from our area playing for a championship, including a fantastic Class 1A matchup between West St. John and Kentwood. The Division IV game has Lafayette Christian taking on Ascension Catholic, and the final game Thursday night, #1 ranked Notre Dame taking on Catholic of New Iberia, kicking off at 7 o'clock. On Friday, it's the Class 2A game with Welsh and St. Helena at noon. De La Salle trying to win its first ever state championship when they face University High in Division III. That's at 3:30. 7 p.m. Richwood will face West Feliciana. That is a 3A championship game, again kicking off at 7 o'clock. And it's a must-see Saturday schedule with local teams in all 3 games. John Curtis gets the day started at noon, taking on Catholic of Baton Rouge. Division I game. At 3:30, it's 1 versus 2. What a matchup in the 4A game. Defending champs Edna Carr battling championship game newcomer Lakeshore. And the final game of the championship weekend has Puka Williams leading Hahnville. They're a 10 seed taking on Zachary in the 5A title game. That one ends the evening at 7 o'clock. It's been a good news, bad news weekend for the Pelicans, with the positive being they wrapped up their brief road trip out west with a win in Portland Saturday night. Of course, the negative is they lost Anthony Davis, the All-Star, with an injury. He suffered a left pelvis injury, and the team's lost in Utah on Friday. But the Pelicans still won the game the following night in Portland, thanks to their other All-Star, DeMarcus Cousins. He stepped up and dominated with 38 points in the 123-116 win. After the game, Cousins said without his teammate Davis going forward, everyone's got to step up.
Just a good team effort. I think we got the ball moving. I think we took, the best shots available. I tried to come out and be aggressive, keep pressure on their bigs. Like I said, it was just a good team effort all around.
Well, it was just we had good ball movement, and we rotated the ball and found the open man, and the open man happened to be behind the 3, and I thought we dropped all the 3s that we shot tonight were really good 3s.
The Pels have already announced that Davis will not play tomorrow night when Golden State visits town. And that's our show for tonight. For all of us here at Fox 8, I'm Juan Kincaid. We hope you'll join us again next Sunday night for the Final Play.
From Fox 8 Sports, this has been the Final Play.